Well, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I trust that you're all well and that, God is just covering you with His grace right now. We just want to give God thanks for another Sunday evening, Sometimes, the tech is on the ball. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes, the internet is doing its own thing. Nevertheless, we're here, and of course, we're here today, and it's another Man Cave afternoon. Last week we dealt with a number of things, talking about abuse, both abuse of women and men, and what is truly expected of us. Um, and to be quite frank, we have been exploring some other topical issues, such as how to mentor men and how to get the best out of manhood. Yes, it's important. It's important that we have this kind of conversation. It's important that we put all of the issues on the table. It's very important. It's important as a men of God, because we are first and foremost men of God. And some people might say, well, you are, and you ought to become. You ought to be committed to that process of transformation, real transformation. Yes, we call it spiritual growth and development because every man needs to grow spiritually and otherwise. Before I go into that area of discussion, and I want us to have the conversation more than anything else. I'm really looking at conversations today. I want us to talk about some of the things that have been impacting us, and some of the things that we would want us just to share, to strengthen, yes, our ability as men to do the things that are necessary for us to do, the provision, yes, the priestly duties over the household, yes, to be the protector of the household, yes, that kind of thing. And so we want to have conversations. I'm gonna encourage you just to send your thoughts, your input via your WhatsApp chat, Man Cave, and those will be posted, and so we'll be able to see them and respond to them. Before I go into that, though, I want to introduce you to a number of things. Now, I know it's a dying art, yes, but it ought never to be a dying art. Many years ago, as the people who were subjugated and enslaved, it was illegal for us to learn how to read. Most people don't even know that. It was illegal. As a matter of fact, it was punishable by death. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. It was punishable by death. Yes. And so we learned to read, some of us, clandestinely, some of us, because, the Lord would have put that kind of brilliance on us. We taught ourselves how to read. And indeed, we made those who could read look real dunce in a sense. Yes. So bless up, bless up, bless up, Sir Craig. And so what we're doing right now, we're looking forward to doing some more reading. I know the internet has interrupted our lives. I know the internet has brought new dynamics to our old socialization. I know the internet is also helping us to connect, but it's also killing. It's killing what we would normally do. Our attention span are getting really shorter, and that's something we need to look into. How to transform, yeah, rather than have those things transform us. We need a reformation. But I want to introduce you to a number of things, and these books I think you should read. One of them we don't have with us, but it is a good read, and you need to get a copy. There are copies online. Let me see. There are PDF copies online of Emotions. Emotions. And it was written by um, Bishop. Let me look like him sometimes. Oh God, I'm getting old. I'm getting old. I should give his name. Yes, but emotions. And when I say it's a good read, it is a read that will allow you to think, to reflect, to examine your own selves, to examine some of the things that you have been through, and you will see yourself in that book. Your emotions and all that those emotions are tied to, all the issues that they are tied to, and how they would also impact you. Okay. Yes. So Bishop T.D. Jakes is the author of Emotions, and it's a good read. So I'm encouraging you today to get these good reads. I have some books here too. I'm not selling books, but I had the pleasure of meeting Bishop Dr. Chung, wonderful lady of God, who has made it her life mission to mentor men. Yes, but she is a wonderful woman of God, and she believes in the structure. Beg your pardon. The structure that God has ordained, the ordained structure of God, which says man is the head of the household and women are the head of the children. Yes? So who's the head of the woman? The man. Who's the head of the child? His mother. And who's the head of the man? God. She believes in that particular structure, as we all, those who are under the Judeo-Christian foundation and of course worldview, hold that position. We are not higher than, yes, but we have specific responsibilities for the era, for our own era. And so men have that responsibility, and we need to understand our responsibility. We need to ensure that we protect our responsibility, and we must ensure that everybody else in that those links, those chain, yes, that chain, operate in a way that will allow for the chain to be unbreakable. Many years ago, I had the pleasure of giving a talk, and I'm trying to remember the name of the church, but I gave a talk on their Women's Day. They were having a Women's Day and the banquet, and that's what I was invited to the banquet. In giving that talk, I thought about what I would share with them, and so I shared with them the idea that womanhood was under an attack. Yes, not from the women, but was under attack from secular worldview, where men he called himself a trans woman, and that he was saying, so what make you a woman anyway? And so the pastor that was in hot seat at the time had to let him know that looking like a woman is not sufficient for you makeup to make you a woman. He made it with certain what you call it now, certain reproductive systems that will allow for you to replenish and multiply. And he went at odds. He said, listen, if you should die in the way that you are now, that's what he said to the gentleman who was pretending to be a woman, and we dug up your body 100 years from now, we would know that you're a man based upon your. I'm not sure exactly why, but I woke up very, very early, so I guess it's just kind of catching up on me. And so that was part of the conversation. And so it's important for us, to not just defend, but to ensure that the value systems that we have help to promulgate, yes, all of the issues and promulgate who we are as individuals, as the human species, yes, male and female, yes. We need to ensure that we do not leave any loophole, any crack in the door for a person to come in and to want to take charge of our particular gene and our particular sex. And so it's important. Yes, it's important. Our gender is very important to us, but gender is specific, and gender is directly connected to your biological makeup. And that is important for us to understand and know. You know, when we think about some of the issues that is going on right now and some of the conversations, if you should do the research, it will blow your mind. Some of the people who want us to accept this um, alien sexuality, yes, some of those persons themselves have gone through and, of course, participated in some of the most dastardly, wicked acts you could ever contemplate, and they did it under the guise of science. But I'm not going to get into it now. I'm not going to get into Mr. Money and his friends who would do all manner of things to suggest that, you know, we are more homosexual than we thought. And of course, we would have passed the laws, yes, based on information that were far from the truth. We pass the laws on the basis of lies. And we continue to promulgate. We continue, even in our evolution, we continue, yes, to do that. It's an error in judgment, and it's an error. And as men, we must ensure that that error comes to an end. The era of that error, let's put it that way, must come to an end. And so I want to introduce some things before we go into conversations. I'm still looking for your comments and so on. It's important, but there are some books that you need to read. This is one of them. It's a good book. Yes, it says Dude's Guide to Manhood: Finding True Manliness in a World of Counterfeit, written by Darwin Patrick. There are counterfeit men around here. There are men who are effeminate, pretending to be men, pretend to be otherwise too. Yes, and so that is part and parcel of the challenge that we have. This is a good read. Yes, yeah. Dude's Guide to Manhood: Finding True Manliness in a World of Counterfeit. This is a good read. Along with Emotions from Bishop. Um, yes. And so here's another one. This is from John Bevere, best-selling author. And this is the awe of God. Yes, the awe of God. The awe of God. This is a wonderful book. As a matter of fact, let's read a little bit of what was said about it um, to you so you can have a full appreciation of it. You understand me? It's important. Yes. So there are a number of persons who have written in the forward. And this is what it says: Praise for Dudes Guide to Manhood. And this was written by Rick Warren, Bishop Rick Warren from Saddleback Church, one of the largest churches in the United States, over 49,000 or 45,000, something to that effect. Persons attend his church on a weekly basis. So it said, men need help. They need practical guidance on how to be the men they were created to be. Many men have no map for growing up, loving their wives, no map for fathering their children, and excelling at their jobs. They are doing the best they can, but are falling short. The Dude's Guide to Manhood help men living in the real world access. Yes, it gives them access. Yes, so wisdom, they need to live the life they have always wanted. That's important. Another John Piper says, this book is worth the price for the table of content. Seriously, God did something quite personal for me before I got any further. But if you try to hand out copies of this content, guys are just going to ask for the rest of it. So buy a bundle, read one, and give the rest to believing and unbelieving guys you know. That's what John Piper said, founder of Teacher and DesignGod.org. Men want to be strong and successful, respected and revered, but so many walk in defeat and discouragement, living without a plan. If you want to be the man God created you to be, I highly recommend you read The Dude's Guide to Manhood. That's Craig Groeschel, pastor of Life Church.tv and author of Fight, Winning the Battles That Matters the Most. And finally, I have personally benefited from Darwin's Patrick influence on me, both with the Cardinals and at the journey. What excites me most is that I will get to share the wisdom from this book with my three boys, whom I desperately want to be the men that God created them to be. Matt Holloway, six-time Major League Baseball All-Star, left fielder for the St. Louis Cardinals. Yes? And so men from all walks of life have endorsed this book. This book. Yes? Manhood, Dude's Guide to Manhood, Finding True Manliness in a World of Counterfeit. Good read. All right. I've begun to read some of them. I've not yet completed them, but just by reading, just going through and start going through, it's fantastic. Now this one, The Awe of God. This one actually got my attention more than anything else the first time I saw these four books. And these four books was well, two was gifted to me, and the other two I actually bought a package for, I think it was $3,500 or something to that effect. I bought the package, and the package came with the books and it came with other stuff. An electric bottle opener, you know, for those who yeah, that kind of nice to get. Not a trinket, it's actually functional, as a functional piece of equipment. And so we had that. But this was good because the awe of God is so awe-inspiring, so holy. Is whenever God does something, you're going to be in awe. You're going to be in shock, shock and awe, that kind of thing. But let me read just a little review at the back. What does it mean to fear God? And that's something I have always thought about, grapple with, wrestle with. Yes. Do you long for a more intimate relationship with your Creator? Does he seem distant, even elusive? John Bevere assures us that God is near, but perhaps something utterly essential is missing from your walk with him. And that must be, ought to be, should be, could be the fear of the Lord. In the awe of God, Bevere invites you to take a fresh look at what it means to work out your salvation with fear and trembling. This larger forgotten virtue is the uncommon path to a fulfilled and fruitful life. You will discover our holy fear, yes, is vital to a close relationship with God. Our holy fear frees us from all other fears and anxiety. Our holy fear purifies our inward motives and intention. Our holy fear leads us into true wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. Holy, unlock life as God intended. Only in developing and clinging to this virtue do we find the peace, safety, and joy that many find unattainable. Rather than cowering before our Creator, embracing the fear of God will raise us to a higher level of living that forever change our lives. Who is John Bevere? He's a minister known for his bold, uncompromising approach to God's word. He's also an international bestseller author who has written books that have collectively sold millions of copies and been translated in over 125 different languages. Along with his wife, Lisa, John is the co-founder of Messenger International, a ministry committed to revolutionizing global discipleship, developing unyielding, passionate followers of Christ. That is who John Bevere is. And so we would love you to get this book as well. Yes. If you want a hookup for the book, I can make available Bishop Dr. Chung. Yes, I could make available her number. To be quite frank, you could acquire these from her, and I know she's more than generous. Listen, she loves men. Well, yeah, she loves men, and she's very passionate about men being at their very best. Yes, she wants men to be at their very best, the best version of you. She would love for you to acquire, attain the best version of you that the world may know. Listen to me. The word of God says that the world, the earth right now, all of nature, yes, is waiting on the manifestation of the sons of God. You understand what you're doing? You understand how important you are? Nature is waiting on your manifestation. Nature is waiting on you to do the right thing. Nature is waiting on you to break out of the mold, to jump out of the matrix, to be reconnected to something else. It is very important that you understand, yes, what this is all about. And it's not just about you, it's about who God created you to be the most effective human being you can be, to be the most impactful human being you can be. And so, what do we do? Because we have many questions. And so many have these questions. God, where are you? Where are you? This is something that people ask all the time. Where are you? I'm getting a feedback. I'm not sure why. Probably just my background music. But yes, those are the questions being asked. Where are you, Lord? Where are you? Where are you? Finding strength and purpose in your wilderness. Yes? Let me read the back part for you. This is another book by John Bevere. Perhaps you heard God speak, but now he seems silent. Maybe you move forward in faith, but now his presence is nowhere to be found. Welcome to the wilderness, the place between receiving a promise from God and seeing it come to pass. But here's the good news. This is no purposeless wasteland. God uses the wilderness to prepare and equip you for your destiny. That is, if you navigate correctly. Contrary to what many may think, getting through this season isn't just a matter of waiting on God. You have a part to play in navigating through it, a big one. And if you don't want to waste time wandering in circles, it's important to learn what that is. In this eye-opening book, bestseller author John Bevere equips you with key biblical insights and profound stories that will help you navigate your dry or difficult season and step into all that God has for you. Awesome, wonderful, just absolutely great writing from the man of God. These books, and these books are not books. To be quite frank, I have preached a message towards that end already, where I told people that the wilderness is not a place for desperation. It's really a place of preparation. You understand me? The wilderness is not a place for desperation. Sometimes when you go there, it might seem desperate, but it's really a place to prepare you for what God has in store. Yes, man. It's not a place for destruction either. It's a place of sanctification. Think about it. Think about where the children of Israel first engaged with God in such a manner that the Lord would want to meet with them. Where? It was in the wilderness. It was in the wilderness. So the wilderness was not to kill them. No, it was to prepare them. It was to preserve them. And so when we see these writings and we hear these things, we are elated, we are happy. We are just saying, wow, that the Holy Spirit had really done its work. Now we know that what we preach has some merit. There are other persons seeing the vision too, and they're working towards it. And then we have this final one. Yes. Let me see if I can get it right without the prescription. Yes, what it says, multiply your God-given potential. This is X, the X factor. Again, John Bevere. And so, let's give you an insight into it. Let's hold nothing back and die empty, pouring ourselves out completely as a gift back to God. This is written when we will truly come alive and experience life to its fullest. This is what John Bevere said. But I want to tell you that Miles Monroe also had this philosophy many years ago. He says God really don't need nothing that we have right here. And all that we have right here, we can pour it out. Don't go back to God with anything, because there's more than enough where God is right now for you when you reach. So the things that he will given to you here, use it here. The things that he has given to you now, use it now. Every word, every inspiration, everything that he has given to you, use it back. Send it back to God. Put it in use. Put it in operation so that the people around you may benefit. Do you ever feel like a spectacle in God's kingdom? A spectator? Perhaps you know there's something you should be doing, but you just can't pinpoint it. Most of us want to make a big impact with our lives, but struggle with questions like, how can I be sure I'm not missing God's will for me? What role do my unique gift play in building God's kingdom? How do I make sure I live up to my God-given potential? Is my calling less significant if I am not in ministry? How do I balance resting in God's grace with meaningful action for His kingdom? How do I break fear and move forward even when it feels uncertain and risky? In this profound book, best-selling author John Bevere relies on a careful exploration of scripture and uses powerful stories to help you think differently about your calling and why it's so important to God. As you turn these pages, you'll be empowered to multiply your God-given gifts and step into your potential. If you're ready to trade inaction for greater purpose, your journey begins here. Again, you can only get into these mindsets if you have them in you. If you can only get in this mindset if it's something that you desire and want. The Bible says if you search for me with all your heart, you can find me. Yeah, man. Him say you can find him, but to find him, you must search for him with all your heart. Super focus. Super focus. You must. It's important. Critically important. And so we just want to thank God for that. We want to thank God for those books. As we jump into some arguments, I'm not seeing any questions just yet, any comments just yet, but we would love to see the comments. We love to see the comments, coming in. There are a number of persons on. We just want to big them up. TD thank you. Great afternoon, everyone. Yes, it's important to have you here so you can know too. No, let me jump on my trusty little phone here. That is giving me a little bit of trouble, but we're not getting relent. It says, I'm going to look at this on both sides of the coin because men need to know this. Men absolutely know this, right? Let me see if I can just get this straight. And if there are any wives, on this on this, it would be good if they can lend their voice too. Because we know that everybody is not carbon copy. But we know that there are things that we can learn from with research. Yes, the research is very important. Yes, and so we want to share with those things. All right, so men have a tendency to kind of fuzz out them emotions, and them emotions become real fuzzy and afraid when they come under serious attack. And so I would want men to know, and if your wives are on, if any woman is on the line this afternoon, it's important that we hear your feedback on these things. These matters are very important, and I know you will have something to say about it. All right. So, are you hearing me clearly? Because I'm having a little background music, and I'm not sure exactly where the background music coming from. I'm really not sure where the background is coming from. I know it faded out at some other point in time. Let me ask my technical specialist if she could identify that for me. Yes. A little bit distracting right now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This keep playing. I'm not sure exactly why. Okay. Okay. All right. We solved that problem. Okay, can you hear me now? Let me see somebody respond to me. So, yeah, can you hear me? Can I get some thumbs up, some little thing, love thing going up, something? Tech team, can I get some feedback? Or what Dr. Alma Makian called it last time? She called it feed forward. Okay, you can share. Can you share the live? Can you share the live so people can participate? Yes. All my friends are on. Yes. Can you share the live? Share the live. Share the live. Share the live that people can participate. We need to hear their voices. We need to know that what we're saying makes sense. We need to, yeah. We need for that to happen right now. Yes. Yeah, join the convo today. Yes, man. We want to hear your voices on. Yes. Share the live, please. But I need to see that the people who are on right now, I need to see some movement, like, send me some signal, say something. Just say something, man. Put something in the chat. Let me know that you're here. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're gonna press on. We're gonna press on. Look at those we have here. They're a little bit shy. I'm trusting that they're not shy all the time. All right. But I would love to. I love to just share these few things with you, so that we can have a conversation about them. Those books are important books for you to read. If you can get them, get them. If you can't, let me know. I can hook you up. And it might cost you small money, but I tell you, the read will be good. And when you read it, you will be inclined to give somebody else. Yes? So that they may come into the same understanding as well. Also, what I want for us to do as men, and it's important that we do this, is, whenever we come into the kingdom, yes, we are happy. Yes. And we think that our confession alone. This is something that happened to me recently, because it came to me very forcefully. The kingdom, when you confess your sins, it is the first part of your walk. There is much more to do. So confession and repentance go hand in hand. Confession is to come face to face with what you have done wrong, and repentance is to decide, yes, based upon the information that you have, based upon the fact that you are now a child of God, that decision to turn away from that which is wrong and to do those things which are good, that is repentance, a 180 degree in the next direction. And so we want to understand fully that there is a process for everything. There is a plan for everything. And as we move forward, we would expect those who are not yet there to be there. We are praying for you. We are praying with you. And we want you to make the most of the opportunities that are available to you. Is it that thing about the fear of God that we spoke about earlier? I think John Bevere in his book spoke about in his book. That is something that you need to also understand fully. We who are children of God and those who are not yet children of God understand fully. We need to understand those things fully. Anyway, let us push on. So based upon common relationship research and insight, here are 7 of the most important things. Men, get your pen and papers out. This is important. Okay, so here are the 7 most important things women value in a relationship that men should know to foster a strong, loving, and lasting connection with their wives, their spouse. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. That's the best I could do. Emotional safety and security. Men, get your pencil and paper out. What does this mean? It means that women need to feel safe, which go beyond physical protection to include emotional security. This means being in a space where she can share her true feelings, where she can share her insecurities and messy thoughts without fear of judgment, criticism, or dismissal. It is the foundation that allows her to let her guard down and to trust you. Emotional safety and security. Sometimes we take how people feel for granted. Sometimes we see some things and we don't know how to interpret it either. So like, and I don't want to make this frivolous, but you know, oftentimes you see some people with some real long, you know, this little thing here, yeah, real long. And you wonder why is it that women have a tendency, whenever they are now prettying up themselves, that they put on the long eyelash. You wonder why some people wear certain kind of clothes. We wonder why some people don't go someplace. We wonder why some people never take pictures of all themselves. Yes? We wonder why, don't it? It is about insecurity. Some people have insecurity about their body shape. You know, they might have too much of something and they might feel, you know, quite conscious about those things. Some people might have less than, you know, the average, and they might feel conscious about those things. But any woman that you decide to get married to, and any woman who feels safe around you, must be able to articulate these things without you judging them, without you asking them to get something. You know, like some people might ask you to get a breast implant, or you know, or a BBL or something like that. Listen, the person you love must love themselves. As a matter of fact, the word says you should love your neighbor to the same degree that you love yourself. And that's important. Yes? So the first thing on the list is her emotional safety and security. The second thing on the list is active listening and understanding. Being heard is crucial. Often when a woman shares problems, she's looking for validation and empathy, not just solutions. Men should practice active listening, putting away the phones, making eye contact, and showing genuine curiosity about her inner world rather than just waiting for their turn to talk. Sometimes it's not about us talking. It's really for us to validate the person, to encourage a person. It's not just at that. You understand what I said? We must be listening. It is important because one of the things that have been happening in recent times is whenever people go to meet them, go to them phone. And so they will tune out until they hear something that they feel that they must respond to. To be quite frank, I've done it too. But that's not the best way to do it. Yes? And so we need to be active listeners. Put away all distractions when she's speaking with you. In that way too, you can now demand the very same from her. If you don't do that, you can't demand the same from her. And that is the challenge. That will be the challenge. Yes? But when she's speaking, when she's ready to open up, yes, we must become active listeners and we must understand. So when some people doing something wrong, you should understand they are insecure about some things. When people bleach, let us be quite frank. When people bleach, they're insecure. When some people are overweight, they are insecure. When some people do something to augment that which God has made them with, perfectly for their frame, but them think they must add something to it, it's out of insecurity. And they might say, no man, remember one we can do anything. But even that can move from insecurity to rebellion. We're not even going into that. But some of it, or most of it, a lot of it is driven by insecurity. We are insecure. We are insecure with our look. We are insecure with our shape. We believe that having a different color might get us in a different space, a different place. Might be a better bet for us. To be quite frank, I would do nothing to this beautiful chocolate skin that I have right now. This is what I have, and this is what I've loved. I'm carrying this for 60 years. I never add anything to it to change it, to tone it down. I don't even use filter. I don't use filter on my phone. Like people take some picture and filter and no, me not do that. Maybe I should put a picture up of me, same man. If you look good in my chair, bomb like a one person. Yeah. Right. But you know, either which way. But it's important. So the first one, again, is emotional safety and security. The second one is active listening. The third one is consistency and reliability. Consistency builds trust. It is it is the steady, reliable action over time, matching words with deeds that tells her she is a priority rather than a seasonal thrill. Being dependable in small things, show her she can count on you during the big challenges. But there's also a flip side to this that you must be very critically aware of. Yes, this idea of consistency and reliability. Yes, you must understand that while she is a priority for you, she might not be the only priority. Like some people want you to drop everything else and that person will become the center of your world and nothing else matter. Yes, they would want you to choose them in every situation without priority, even when it's not so important. And so basically that is close to manipulation. Yes, your wife is a part of your world, a very important part of your world. She comes before a whole lot of folks. Yeah, that sometimes men mistakenly put before her. Like, you don't understand. That is why you should leave your mother and father and cleave to that which is yours. Then if we're going to further, that means she become priority there. Yes. That don't mean you don't help your mother and father. That don't mean that you don't have friends and you don't interface, because friends are built for adversity. You understand me? But she is a part of that mix, and so she has her place and her space in that mix. You have your priority in that mix with her, and but there are other things that we need to do. Like most women who want a man to come every day and just to be with them every day and spend all the time in there, that's fortunate. If you want to work, you can't spend all the day with your girlfriend. So if that's what you want, it's not gonna work. Because for you to work, you mean you have to go to work. Because you're gonna need things. And money answer many questions. It is the root of all you, but it's also the thing that answer many questions. Yes? Yes, man. And you need to figure it out. But there needs to be balance. So we understand the balance there. But when it relates to her, you must be consistent and you must be reliable. She must be able to rely on you. If your wife and there's a child involved and the child needs food or whatever, and you say, yeah, but when I come home, you cannot say, boy, I never remember, so spend the money on something. It's like, my car the one, I upgrade, so I buy 4 new rim pop for the car. No, that can't be the case. Sorry. That can't be the case. You have to be consistent and you have to be reliable in the small things and in the bigger things. You have to be that way. That means you must be a man who does what you say and say what you do. That must be it. That's your standard. Yes. And then the fourth one, respect for her autonomy and opinions. A woman desires to be respected as an equal partner, not as a project, not as a child or a subordinate. This means valuing her ideas, supporting her independence, and treating her with the same dignity you offer your closest friends. And I agree with 99% of this. However, I don't agree with one little part, and you can disagree with me if that's the case. But this is one of the things I find very often is this. We talk so much about independence, and I keep telling people that there's no such thing. Absolutely no such thing. Independence, there is no such thing. Independence is a figment of one's imagination. Independence is a figment of one's imagination. A word coined by whosoever way back when to give people the impression that they could live by themselves in a little bubble by themselves. That is ridiculous and that is foolish. There is no such thing as independence. We are interdependent. And we can empower our women, which is what I would rather them use there, to empower the women to do stuff, to accomplish stuff, to deal with stuff, and they have their own opinion and their own expertise too. There are some things that they can teach us. We have to beat them down. No, and we shouldn't beat them down. If they have good ideas, we should embrace it. We should thank them for the good ideas, and we should use the good ideas to make their lives and our lives better. I said all the time, men who left here in the 50s and the 40s to go off to England and probably the 30s too, right after World War II rather, to build back England and Europe and so on and so forth. All the men who left Jamaica and the West Indies who go back there, left their wives and children here. When they came back, they were better off than they have ever been. What they used to do is work the money, send the money back to their wives to use the money, send the children to school, fix up house, build on room, add on this, add on that, fix up farm, expand all kind of something. The money that they would send back would do more than they would use it to do if it was them spending money. And so their wives made them rich, their wives made them comfortable, their wives made them. Those men were made by their wives. So when they came back to Jamaica, they were surprised at what they saw, because the women use the resources wisely. No, those are good women, and we want more women like those, to be quite frank. We don't want a woman for them way out. We want some woman who can make the thing work. We want some woman who know over working money, working thing when we give them. Oh, beg your pardon. Sorry, some of you are probably overseas, uptown. I'm not sure. You don't speak this particular kind of genre of communication. Yes, but sometimes I do take a deep dive into the colloquial Jamaican vernacular, and so sometimes it comes out that way. Beg your pardon. But yes, those women made their husbands and family lives better. They knew what they were doing, and they did it, and we are better as a result of it. So this is very important. They were not independent, but they understand interdependence. They understand the value, yes, of being interdependent. And so, women desire to be respected should happen. As equal partners should happen. Not as a project, a child, or a subordinate. This means valuing their ideas, supporting their part in our interdependence. Yes? And treating her with the same dignity you are. And I agree with that fully. Sometimes we do treat our women less than we treat our friends. When you meet a man, but there was a walk on, brother, they hook up and sit and thing. If him broke and import him out to you, find a money and lend him. You know what I'm saying? When you say another money, you lend him the piece. If you might say, watch one, some boy can't get another baby, wait till you get paid, because right now, money there, and wait, and maybe buy gas and this and that, and wait, and maybe have a little pocket money and thing. Yet, if your friend come, you lend him money. We need to fix that. All right. The fifth one is affection without an agenda. Yes? Sometimes when men are in relationships and doing stuff, what this is what you find. Him going to become a walter and motive. To be quite frank, and I can say it, we are all Christians here, but we are not naive. We live in a world, right? When a man says, oh, I'm like, I'm like that one, you know. The first thing in mind goes not to our best interest. The first thing in mind goes to how to remove our clothes. Silence speak loud. But it's true. Because what he's seeing right there is a physical manifestation. She is voluptuous. She is shapely. She is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Him not asking nothing more, but we can take out that clothes. So affection must be without an agenda. Hugs and kisses, hand-holding is central to emotional security, but it is deeply valued when it is not always a prelude to sex. Non-sexual affection communicates that you love her for who she is, not just for what she can give you. or rather what you can get from her. So we should be able to have good moments, good time, without wanting to remove people's clothes. I guess side eye. No who agree with me? If you agree with me, let me know in the chat. If you disagree with me, talk to me. Well, we're going to finish up at 7 and then we can have conversations. So, we're looking at affection without an agenda. Yes? We're looking at people who can be good to you without removing your clothes. And men have to understand that one of the gifts that all men, all of us, should ask God for. It's not for money, it's not for power, it's not to speak in tongues, it's not for word of wisdom, it's not for the healing, it's not for none of those things. One of the gifting that we need to ask God, one of the things that we need to ask God for is self-control. We have been poisoned by media. We have been poisoned by the media. Everything is sexual. You want to buy a peanut, it's sexual. You want to buy a carrot, sexual. You want to buy a bicycle, sexual. You want to buy a chocolate, it's sexual. You want to buy a cologne, it's sexual. You want to buy a plate of fork, it's sexual. Everything that you want to buy is sexual. They are basically sexualizing everything, every single solitary thing. You want to news, all that with sexual too. Now the girl who read the news or read the weather, she going to look so voluptuous. Sometimes you ain't going to know the way they are listening to. You understand what I said? Everything is sexual. Or we dress is sexual, everything. You understand what I said? The media has basically poured into us all manner of things that are so wrong, so corrupt. It has weakened our results. And one of the things that we must have as men is self-control. If you don't feel right, if you don't think that me talk truth, make me know. But me know, say, that is something we must have. We must have self-control. You understand what I say? So self-control is important. Yeah, something is important. Important. So we don't always want people because they feel them and give some good sex. You know, marry a woman because she can give some good sex. You marry a woman because she can work together with you to build an empire. She can work together with you to give you children, but not just children. She can work together for you so that you can be successful, and you can work with her so she can be successful to make some things happen. Yes. That's how important it is. It's important. Yes? Because sex in that equation, sex is not the only thing. What's in her head is better than what's between. What's in her head is better than what is below her navel. And there's some instructions online. You need to see it. Register here to hear your voice notes played on the Mancave blogspot.com. Yes, register there and send in your voice notes, man. We want to hear from you. What I'm telling you, we just want to chat. I mean, we're not chat foolishness, but the bottom line is, you know, I need to hear your thoughts too. So talk to me, man. This is feeling too much like a monologue. We want dialogue, not monologue. All right. So this is part of the challenge. Yes. Women want to feel desired, not just needed. It is important to show her she's chosen through small, thoughtful gestures. Remembering details, offering support, or initiating romance rather than waiting for a special occasion or when you need something. Yes? No. She must be chosen daily. She must know, say, listen, babe, I love you on a daily basis. Yes? And that will now give you an idea that you can actually make her life better, make her happier by doing some of the small little things. You know what I mean? We can wash the plates, dishes together, can't we? Yes. You know, it can't be that she there home at work all day, or she gone at work and she come home and you expect her now to come home and cook your dinner, look at the put them to bed, do the homework, that kind of something. And then when you're doing the figure, say you can't get a little fix up. No, that's not how it works. If that's the case, you got tired. And the second now be so good. So it means that we need now how to balance. We need to learn how to balance. Over balance equation, over make sure say everything work the way it's supposed to work, everything work the way we want it work, and it comes back we operate. We can't operate like we are gods over people. We are not gods over people. No, we are partners. We're interdependent beings created by God to accomplish many things, including replenishing the earth and multiplying, include taking care of the garden. That means taking care of the earth itself. Yes. Why do you think Adam did? Adam never just there go and loaf and ends out and I go and look at Eve. No. He named the plants, the flowers, the animals. He did all of those things. Yes, he tended the garden because remember the Bible said that there was not a man to till the soil. And so Adam did a hope of tilling. Yes, hope of tilling him did. Him did in a hope of tilling. In the beginning. Yes, that's what happened. And so there was a number of things that he would have done as a result of the Lord gave him that to do. And those things are still ours to do as well. Yes? So we can be thoughtful. We can let her know that she's chosen. She wants to feel desired. Yes? Desired. Yes. She's not just wanted or needed. It's important to show her she's chosen to small things. Buy a little gift, man. You don't have to be her birthday if you buy something. Yeah, man, you're going to ruin and smell nice like a perfume. Go to the perfume shop and find that perfume. I said, babe, I smell this perfume today and I think you would wear it well. Yeah, man. Psst, 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 psst. Yeah, you know what I mean? So put it on when you come to your bed, baby. That kind of something. Yeah, man. We have to do some things. We have to listen. She must know that you are there. She is there for you and you are there for her. Yes. So the little things are very important for us to do. Those little things account for bigger things, right? And then we have support for her goals and growth. A partner who acts as her cheerleader, encouraging her career, passion, and personal growth is highly valued. She wants to grow with you as a team, building a shared future while maintaining her own identity. Yes, that is part and parcel of the thing that we do. Relationship is good for us because relationship, make us feel more than whole. We're whole by ourselves. You're a whole man. She's a whole woman. Yes? But together, there is so much more we can accomplish. And so together, there's something more than just wholeness. Yes? Yeah, it's something that kind of supercharges us to accomplish great things. Great things. But if we value our women folk as men, and we should, I give you this because I want you to understand that sometimes when we don't understand women, it's because we don't spend any time to understand our women. We spend more time working on our careers, working on how we can, advance our careers. We spend more time doing those things than being with our women, folks. We spend more time studying those things than we study our women. Yet our relationship is a lifetime. It's for a lifetime. It was designed for us to live together until death do us part. That's how it was designed. Your job will leave you. At 65, your job will leave you. You don't have to leave it. It will leave you. You'll be put on retirement. As a matter of fact, before then, we put you on post-retirement leave, and then after that, you come in, then we can ink the paper, and you know that you're gone. You're gone from that establishment. You're now retired from this particular entity. Yes? Yet still your relationship, your marriage is designed to last until they do your part. And what do? We put more effort into the work than we put into our marriages. That's crazy. Anybody who have a head will know that that's crazy. That's a crazy situation, man. And then finally, and in short, let us just summarize some of the things that we need to do. 1, we need to have true respect for our women. 2, we must be consistent in our efforts. 3, we must make her feel heard. Yes, and often more important than grand gesture. So we need to basically make her feel heard. We need to support her Yes, we need to make her know that she is chosen, not just when we need something, not just when we need a fix, not just when we need a quickie, but she is chosen on a daily basis. You have chosen her and she has chosen you so that you can build a lifetime together that is worth having, worth living. And we must support her goals and her growth. Anybody who has a wife who wants to extend herself should play a part, should encourage, and should ensure that whatever she sets her onto, that she's successful. It's important, utmost important, that we do this for our women folks. And it is, listen, the more you learn about yourself, because these books that I told you about, will tell you about yourself, will tell you about emotions, will tell you about how you feel when certain things happen. So when you're going through it, you will know exactly how to navigate it, how to short circuit some of the bad habits we have and the bad things that would into our thoughts when we're looking at certain things. Yes, this will tell you how to navigate that, how to work through it, how to move yourself from it. Yes, so that you might become the best version of yourself. The best version of yourself must be informed. You must be informed. Don't take certain things for granted. Sex is not all. Sex is not all. Sex is good. I like sex. But the fact of the matter, it is not all. There's so much more to life than it. There's so much more to relationship than it. Remember, we start out with friendship. Yes? And then we go to partnership. Yes? Then we go to fellowship. You understand what I say? It's a overship. Courtship. Yeah, all kind of ship. Yes, man. All kind of ship. We go through we travel through all of the boat them to reach where we have reached. And it's important for us that we understand the process. We want to know if our love language resonates with her love language. You want to know her love language just in case you have to do something extra to make the thing work the way it needs to work and no short circuit. You understand what I say? All of that means you need to know. It means that you need to study. You need to find out. Yes? So that when the day comes and the time comes, we can do exactly what we need to do in order to advance the interests of the people around us. Okay? All right? So that's where we are right now. Now, let me look at this again. No, I'm anchoring for some conversation. Yes? Yes. And I'm not getting the conversation. I'm not sure why. Why am I not getting the conversation? All right, let me go back to another list. And I took this from Brian Jotter's official fan page, right? Brian Jotter's official fan page. That's why I got this particular thing I'm going to read now from. It said, every woman desires to feel deeply loved, valued, and secure in her marriage. It's not just about grand gestures or expensive gifts. It's a consistent, meaningful action that truly counts. Here are 10 important things every woman needs from her husband. We could actually decolonize it and say, here are 10 important things every woman needs from her partner. And partner there is man. Yes, we don't particular. Yeah. We're going to go through this. We go through 7, and the 7 must be included in this 10. Do we know that? Because the research would tell us that those 7 are the 7 top priorities. So the first one is love and affection. She wants to feel cherished, both emotionally and physically. A simple hug, a kiss, or I love you goes a long way. Second, attention. Women thrive when they know their husband is fully present. Put down the phone, listen actively, attentively, and be genuinely engaged. See it come back again. Third thing, support. Be her biggest cheerleader, whether she's pursuing a career, raising kids, or chasing dreams. Stand by her side. Yes, I fully agree. Appreciation, recognition, recognizing her efforts from taking care of the home to her personal achievement. A little thank you can melt her heart. Security, not just financially, but emotional security. She wants to know you are committed, loyal, and dependable. 6, respect. Speak kindly, value her opinion, and never belittle her in public or in private. Yes? Respect her. Speak kindly to her. Value her opinion. And never belittle her in public or private. And 7, communication. She wants honest, open conversation, not just about issues, but about life, feelings, and the future. 8, romance. Keep the spark alive. Surprise dates, little love notes, special gestures still matters. 9, help and partnership. Marriage is a team effort. Share responsibility at home and in parenting. And 10, faithfulness. Nothing builds trust like a man who remains true even when no one is watching. Those are the 10. And this is from Mind Jatters, right? Dear husband, when you meet these emotional and practical needs, you don't just win her heart, you keep it. A happy woman makes a happy home. I fully agree. I fully agree. Now, when saying so, I am not suggesting that, persons don't have their personal preference or, they like people with a certain kind of physique, yes? But that should not be the benchmark for selection. That should not be the benchmark or the only criteria for relationship. Yes? What's in her head? What's in her heart? What can she do? Those things are important. Extremely, even more important than her physique. So men, I know sometimes we have had wrong programming coming up. We have had this wrong, socialization that say, man must have enough girl in a bungle. Man from Rima, woman from Rima, woman from jungle. Chill a load of girls. When they want to take off and really, yeah, all of these things. We understand. We grew up in the well, I'm from the 60s, but during the 80s in particular, 90s, that was the standard. Those are the voices that we heard everywhere, every single space. That's what we heard, those voices. Because there was a period in our time during the reggae, in reggae music, where social commentary was not happening. Yes, it was not happening. Unless it was happening like through Ashaba ranks, what actually other girls, which is really just his own desire. But there was so much more happening, and we were just not getting those connections. And so we grew up having all of these things bombarding the airwaves, morning, noon, and night. And so sometimes when those things happen, we do have a challenge. Because our socialization will not allow us to go any further than where we are. We have to delete those programs in our brain and re-engage with more progressive programs. Yes, those that would allow for us to understand fully these 10 things that women so eagerly value. Yes, they value these things. They value love and affection. They value the attention, the support, the appreciation, the security, the respect, the communication, the romance. Yes, the help. Yes, within the partnership, and again, her faithfulness. As a matter of fact, the writer of this book said, listen, if you meet these emotional and practical needs, you don't just win her heart, you keep it. A happy woman makes a happy home. And I endorse that fully. Live comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Am I seeing live comments? Am I hearing from anybody? Yes. My good brother Craig is usually on the spot, shooting off some messages to us. I'm not seeing any activities right now, but those are the things we want to continue to push. We are pushing the narrative. We are pushing the value that's inherent in, if we do our thing right, then we can make the thing right. The family must become right. The family is the first. It's a building block. It is the thing that makes the country what it is. The family. Everything generates from the family. Everything generates from mother and father. How you socialize your children, how you grow them up, the values you inculcate in them, how do they know work through what they're working through in order to fully appreciate the value that you have inculcated into them, that they may live productive lives and contribute positively to the society and the community. Those are some of the things that we have, and those are some of the things that we want to look forward to. It's important, it's critical, and we would want for those things to take place. But it also comes with the dialogue. Is there any comment at all from our viewers, our viewership? Any comment at all? Remember to go register on the Blogspot so that you might be able to upload your voice notes so we can see them, share them, and answer the questions if it's a question, or we can endorse the thought if it's a matter to endorse. No. Okay. I'm not seeing the movement where that is concerned, but I'm trusting that you would have, you would know, from what we would have expressed, explained, and share with you. Yes. Some matters, that are very important, to us as men, as husbands, as fathers, yes, as sons, as brothers, and uncles, yes, and nephews. Yes, we are men, and listen, and again, one of the things that we would love to accomplish on this Black Spot, something that's phenomenal. We would love for all the men on this particular Black Spot, yes, to begin to mentor the young people of the next generation. That's critically important to us. It's important that we become mentors for the next generation. Something you should think about. If you see, we want to change the world, but changing the world is not one big action. Changing the world is one heart at a time. That's how we're going to change the world. One heart at a time. And so we want for you to contemplate it. Going forward, we will be looking at offering training that will allow you to be certified. So you become a certified mentor. Yes. You're going to carry through, all of the issues that you would face and so on. You get a certificate at the end of it. And we're going to partner with my dear Bishop Chung, yes, as a part of the process. We'll have the conversation more on that coming up. But outside of that, again, men, this is about you. It's really about your responsibility. It's really about what we're expecting from you. It's really about what you have to contribute. It's really about the fact that you and the opposite sex become one unit. When you become one unit, it means that you work together in collaboration together to make the world that you desire to live in habitable. Very, very important. If we're not habitable, then we're in trouble. Yes? Well, look like our men are busy today. They're so busy that they can't even send a comment. I know for some people, like our dear brother Brown and our dear brother D, yes, they might be at our 50th anniversary celebration camp meeting taking place at 104 Walton Park Road, Faith Cathedral Deliverance Center, 104 Walton Park Road today. And I know there are a number of my dear friends who are men as well, who are scheduled to be inaugurated, yes, empowered, yes, licensed, yes, as ministers of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I congratulate them all. You know, we put one together for them. They have worked hard and they are consistent in their going forward. And it's important that we recognize their effort in the kingdom and outside of the kingdom and continue to shine. It is, you know, our hard work. You know, I know one such gentleman is a very, very good friend of mine. Whenever I'm going through anything, and he knows I'm going to get the calls, you know, and that's Deacon Dave Campbell. I know that he will be licensed. Yes, he will be licensed. And of course, they will anoint them today and empower them, of course, to become ministers of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And we just celebrate. We celebrate. We celebrate. We celebrate. About 10 or so men today and women too. I think most of them are men who will be, you know, yeah. And I should have been there, you know, but you know we have other issues to care for and to look forward to. Outside that, let me encourage you: read. Shout out, yes, from Minister Dave Campbell. He is also our Sunday school superintendent, you know, and a wonderful human being. We just continue to bless him up, bless him up, bless him up. And I know his wife, Sister Andrea Campbell, she's over the moon with his two daughters. You know, they're going to just enjoy the moment, which is so good. Look forward, yes, to having them minister to our souls at church. Again, the books you need to get. Hey, listen, we must read. Get back to reading. Get back to reading. Yes, get back to reading. Get back to reading. These are important books for men. Yes, for men. We need to read. We need to read. This one in particular, yeah, this one is a must. Read this one. Emotions is a must. T.D. Jakes, yes. This one, The Awe of God. This is also very good. And this is good. Yes? God, where are you? Because many times we ask, because when we pray, sometimes we don't feel it. You know, some people feel as every time you pray, we're going to speak in tongues, that something happen. And this, yes, multiplying your God-given potential, important, X. And so, you know, many times, and I don't know about you, but there are times in my life when I'm going through this dry spell, this dry season, and I don't necessarily ask God, where are you? But in my heart, I figure that there's something that I need to do, something more that I need to do, you know, and I just want to do it. I just want to do it. I just want to get into it and just, you know, cut a day and just make sure it work the way it's supposed to work. It's very important, extremely important for me. And so, you know, we just want that to take place. Yes? Listen to me. Some of you might be Christians, some of you might not be Christians. You know, our foundation is Christian. Our foundation is Christ. And so I want to encourage you before we sign off today. I want to encourage your soul. I want you to pray. Every man should pray. If you pray, it draws you closer to the Lord. If you pray and your heart is genuine, the Lord will hear and he will draw close to you. Yes? If you pray as a woman, there's a woman online. If you pray, my dear woman, for your husband, for your sons, if you pray, the Lord will hear you. Usually when a woman pray, you know, it comes from a deep place. It comes from a deep place of emotion, but it's more than emotion. Remember, she was the conduit to which we come into the world. Because just as woman was of man via the rib, so is man of a woman via the uterus. And so the womb. And so we are, it's important for us to pray. And when we pray, we must pray for the well-being and the welfare of the people. We must pray for the well-being and the welfare of the people, those around us, or family members. We must pray about the things that we feel strongly about. We must pray about those things. We must pray about how we will get certain things done that we want to get done. It's important. And so prayer is important. Prayer must become a part of your life, bro. All the brothers online, prayer must become a part of your life, bro. Yes. When you face things that you don't understand in your relationship, pray, bro. Pray. 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 Me say pray. Yeah, man. We have to pray. And so it's important for us to pray. Yeah? Pray without ceasing. Pray in season and out of season. Pray with all manner of prayer and intercession, thanksgiving. Yes, pray. Pray, 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 pray. We must pray. We must pray. And it's important that we must bear our souls. Leave it bare. Leave it bare right there. So that the Lord will know exactly what to do with it at the end of the day. The things we think about sometimes challenge us. The things we go through challenge us. Right now, I'm having a serious challenge, and I'm not afraid to tell you. You know, I'm to finish up my research paper, and it's like I just can't find that the energy or the wherewithal. I have all the information and material, but just to sit down and put together, I'm finding it difficult. Sometimes I'm up and down doing a million different things, and to find that little time just to do this, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And so, you know, I understand sometimes when we go what we go through, because I too would go through some of those things. Yes. When you're worried about a number of things and you're trying to manage on a number of situations, yes, I understand fully. I've been there. And I can't tell you that I've always been successful in navigating all of the issues. No. But I've been there. I've been there. Yes? I've been to the place where I just never know if you don't have to say, boy, Father God, take the wheel. Take your wheel. Take your wheel. Or take the case and give me the pillar. Yeah, man. Every time take the case. There are a lot of things to be done. A lot of things to be done. There are a lot of things that men must do. If Jamaica is to be one, if Jamaica, and I don't want to talk like a politician because I really kind of tired of them. But if Jamaica is to become the place that we desire it to be, secular humanism cannot be the foundation or the vehicle that takes us there. However, we as parents, we as people, we as men, we as fathers, we as brothers, we as uncles, we as nephews, we must cousins, we must take our rightful place in the structure that God created. Women must take their rightful place in the structure that God created. We must understand each other and value each other to the place and the point where we can talk to each other and say, listen, this is the case, without malice, without disrespect, without whatever. We must be able to value people. Some of the things we do is because we don't value people. Some of when people talk to us and we are distracted by a phone, we're not valuing people. We need to know how to value people. It's important for us to value people. How do you value people? When you're having a conversation, you must put away all distraction and focus on the conversations. You'll be surprised at the things you learn. So these things are not just a woman alone. Some of these things impact her most because those are her make up her value system, her schema. Those are things that's built in. Yes? And of course, we would have a serious challenges with the education system who want to teach them other things. However, we must do our part to keep the peace, and we must do our part to ensure that at the end of the day, yes, those things that we would like to happen. Those things that we want to happen must happen. It is just like that. Not a two-way street, not a if nor a but nor a maybe. We must know that this is the case. We must know that this is what we want to accomplish. We must know that this is how we're going to go about doing it. So outside of that, it takes planning to make this thing work. Relationships are not built to work on a whim and a fancy. Relationships are built on the foundation using the tools that will allow for relationships to work. We just outline 10 of them. It must work because God ordained it so. And so let me encourage your soul to take life serious. Not too serious that you can't enjoy yourself, but to take life serious. Let me also encourage you that as you may go out and find a partner. Yes, and we talked about abuse the last time. Yes, and not going back into that because we could speak on that for the next week. But we expect, this is what we expect. We expect you to do the things that you know you ought to do. Anything that feel wrong is wrong. Yeah, man. If not wrong with you personally, it might be wrong with what is in your head, an idea. And in that situation, you need to focus to ensure that you are not the purveyor of your own challenges. You must never become your own stumbling block. That's how important this is. Yes? We're coming up to, I think, Mother's Day and all these days and so on. And of course, I wish to let you know, good sirs, that whereas I'm expecting you to do something special on Mother's Day, I am also expecting you to continue to do those little things, yes, that don't require any date for you to do. You don't require no special time. You just require a deep consideration and affection for your wife, that you could buy something and bring it home to her, something of value, something to make her smile, something that she can wear, something with legacy. Yes, all of those things, and we're expecting you to participate fully in making these women of ours feel deeply respected and loved in the name of Jesus. That's what we're about. Men, we have work to do. Serious work to do. We have some habits to crush. We have some habits to kill. And I said kill because some of those habits you're going to have to kill. Can't carry them with us where we want to go. Yes. Can't be beating adults and figure say that is a good thing. Yes. We can't be doing the multiple partner thing and feel that's a good thing. Putting people at risk and all these things. No. So what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? Oh, that's the question. Good folks, this is your host, and not the most, the host of the most now. This is your host, Horace Prince. Yes. This Mancave has begun to kind of dig deep down into my dark recesses of my mind, some spaces that, I would have shut away some stuff. And I find, the more I talk about it in this fashion, the more we have these kind of conversations. They're coming out and they're coming out and they're coming out. And it's a good thing. It kind of unburden you, and those dark spaces, the light is shone in, and, you feel a little bit more connected, deeply connected to people whom you have loved for a very long time. And then you learn too that love is not about getting anything from people. Love is about wanting the very best for them in every situation that they find themselves in. It's about wanting the very best for the individual despite everything else that you feel. The individual welfare and well-being has become a very important part and parcel of the things that you think about, or I think about. And so I want to know that you're well. I want to know that you're happy. I want to know that you eat today. I want to know if you're in need. Sometimes I can't help you, but I can look to find someone who can help you. That's how important it has become to me. And that's how the man cave have been kind of transforming how we interact and deal with certain things, even on the road. I don't know about you, but although I'm the host, some of these things we would have read prior to, but there are some deeper things that are coming out that was never scripted. However, it would be what we desire. Yes, at the end of the day, we want men to stand up in all the offices that men must stand up in, and that they will not just do it, but do it well. And at the end of the day, our society will be better, our country will be better, our communities will be better. It will be better because men stood up, because men made a difference, because men stood and be counted and were counted. Yes, and still do what God called them to do, even when things come up short. It's important, and it's important like that. I just want to give God thanks to every one of you. We're going to sign off in about a minute or two from now. Our tech team will basically put up what they need to put up. And of course, you will hear our going out music. A nice. We might look at a different kind of jingle. Probably need to come up with a jingle ourselves. But it was a wonderful afternoon just being here with you, having the conversation. It's more like a monologue, not a conversation. But I know that you will have heard. I know that you have listened. I don't know how much impactful or how much impact it would have had on you if it was impactful in your family. Nevertheless, I would hope that you and yours today and the rest of the afternoon have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Listen, men, be men. You can't be nothing else. Bless you so much. It's a nice little music playing. I'm not sure what's happening to that music, but it's it's like a it's just music, man. Yeah, and please, listen. I don't like monologues. We want dialogue. Dialogue we need. So we're expecting to hear your voice, your heart, your thoughts on certain matters, so we can take a deep dive into it. Yes. Register, yes, here. Mancave Podcast blogspot.com. You need to register there so that when you put up your voice notes and you can put up your voice notes anytime. Next Sunday we will look at those and we will answer whatever question needs to be answered, and it will just be great. So be blessed. Be blessed. Have a wonderful afternoon. It was good to be here with you. We hope that we would have impacted you some way or the other, and that at the end of the day your lives will be better. If you to have the information and to make a decision. Peace. Shalom.